Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host TC, and today I will be reviewing the Ride Agenda. If you're looking to pick up your own Ride Agenda, make sure you click those affiliate links down below, and that way you don't have to go searching the internet for it. The Ride Agenda is equipped with Ride's twin standard camber profile. So what that means is you're gonna have camber in between your feet, and just right outside those inserts, it's gonna go to rocker on the nose and on the tail. So what that's gonna do is that's gonna give you all that ease of entry in and out of your turns from that rocker section, and that camber section is gonna give you the pop, precision, and power that you're looking for. The Agenda comes in a 149, 152, 154 wide, 155, 157 wide, 158, and 161 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain where it was a warm, sunny day that actually was super windy, but the snow did soften up where you could really lay a trench into it. If you were to just lay it down and just jam your knee into the ground or something like that, you're gonna leave a divot in the snow. We were going through quite a bit of a warm patch there. So great snow, less than ideal conditions there, but it was still all right because I was snowboarding and I was using my Ride Fuse boots and Jones Mercury Phase bindings. When we're talking overall flex on this board, it is gonna be softer than the middle of the road. And as you work your way out to the nose and the tail, it is gonna be even softer than that. And as you foot steer this board, you will notice it is also pretty soft, so it's really easy to foot steer. So as you're learning, it's not gonna be a problem to really twist this thing around. As we translate into the stability of this board, it is nice and damp because it is a ride board, so you're gonna have that urethane sidewall there, just absorbing some of that chatter. I will say, as you try to just push the limits on this thing and really get it to high speeds, you'll notice that nose and that tail kind of chattering around. So there is a speed limit to this board, but for who this thing is made for, you really won't have to worry about pushing it too much. You'll probably outgrow the board before that point. When you're loading this thing up to pop an ollie on it, you'll notice that tail is pretty soft. So especially if you're a more advanced rider and you go to load this thing up, you'll notice this tail just flexing a crazy amount. It will return some of that spring to you. Don't think it's gonna be a crazy amount. It's pretty average at best, I would say, but honestly, for somebody who's gonna be learning on this board, it's awesome. It's just enough where you'll have that sensation of an actual ollie without getting bucked forward or just having this tail totally fold on you. Now, when I hit jumps with this board, I would keep it to that smaller line. It might make it to the medium line, but I really wouldn't push it too hard because of how soft the nose and the tail are. It doesn't really pop that well, especially going off those larger jumps. It really folds on you and doesn't return everything that you put into it. The landings are totally fine though, especially if you're going off those smaller jumps, those Rad Dad Park jumps. It's totally fine for that. It has zero issues there. It feels nice and stable where you can just set that edge and really trust that you're not gonna wash out in either way. While I have you here, you might as well like, subscribe, click that bell, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our scheduled programming we have coming out. This board, especially for a more advanced rider, super fun to butter on. Also, if you're not and you're just kind of starting out, it's a great board to learn how to butter on. Because you have that long rocker section in the tail and in the nose there, you can butter on both sides the exact same without a lot of force there. Just a quick simple shift of the hips towards that front foot and you got that nose buttering. Same with on the tail there. It's super simple. Don't expect a lot of pop out, which if you're learning how to butter on is better in my opinion, so you don't just get sprung in one direction or the other. And it really translates on over when you're talking about jibbing as well. Super easy to tail press this board, super easy to nose press it. You just slightly lean forward, kind of bring that opposite foot up and it'll flex for you and start pressing. When you slide this thing sideways, it isn't super snappy, so when you do land on the rail, if you're coming from the top ropes like I sometimes do, because I'm not the greatest jibber out there, it didn't actually shoot me off the rail, kind of caressed it really nice, held me on right, and feel super loose or anything like that. But pretty much where I landed is where it held, so I had zero problems there. Just overall, a great board for learning how to jib and butter on. For who this board is made for, it carves extremely well. It is really easy to get from edge to edge on this thing, so when you're just learning out, when you're learning how to shift that weight, it's gonna make it nice and easy on you, especially on those short, quick carves. I was able to just turn this thing over like no problem. Especially on those medium carves as well, it handles really well. You don't have to worry about a top speed because you're not gonna get to it on this board. And it will still hold up to those larger carves. Just as I mentioned before, try not to push the top speed on that. You might get some chatter in the nose, in the tail, especially heel side. You might feel that nose fold on you if you really put some pressure into it. It will Euro carve. Just keep it at those slower speeds and you'll be okay on it. Especially if you're learning Euro carves, that's pretty much all you'll need. So feel free to just carve away on this thing. It is great for learning how to do that. Rider in mind. This board is made for that beginner to lower level intermediate that really wants to do everything and just pretty much fall in love with snowboarding, because that's what this board's gonna do for you. If you're new to the channel and want to support us further, head on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. What is it, you might ask? Sure, I could explain it here, but we have a great video over there getting into it really in depth. I really enjoyed this board, especially coming at it from a mindset of who it's made for, where it's that beginner, intermediate rider that's really just getting out there for a few days a year and just really trying to grow and just enjoy the sport, which it's what it's amazing for. Like, if you're just starting off on this thing, the nose and the tail are soft enough for you where if you get uncomfortable on it and you need to do that little backseat just bail, it will kick out for you. So you don't have to worry about just leaning back and just fully just bolting down the mountain. It's a perfect board for a beginner, I think. It's got enough guts under your feet so you can figure out how to turn and really start progressing on it, but it is gonna be soft enough where it's not gonna beat you up if you make a wrong move or anything like that. Just overall, a super awesome board, especially for those intermediate, those beginners out there. I would highly recommend this thing. Comparable boards, the Nidecker Cheap Trick and the Yes Basic. Recommended bindings, the Ride C4, the Fix Block 3 series, and the Union STR. As always, guys, I've been your host, TC, and this has been my review of the Ride Agenda. If this sounds like the board for you, but you're just unsure of what bindings to throw on it, why don't you go check out one of the videos for the recommended bindings.